Hello traders, welcome to this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency video, this being the first update I've done since Christmas. I hope everyone had a really great Christmas and I hope you're enjoying this strange little void of a week that we have between the Christmas period and New Year's where not much seems to happen, but hey, at least we still have the charts and some pretty decent price action to talk about here. So let's just start off with Bitcoin, okay, and we'll start with the obvious. The SFP of the highs, the swing failure pattern of these highs, that of course we were telling everyone it was going to happen. I even released a video on how you trade the swing failure pattern to prepare for this a couple of days early, because it was the most obvious trade. It was never going to fail, and yeah, we're in at this point really good profit from that. So a very straightforward trade that we had been talking about for quite some time. Again, look at my last video, that was literally telling you how to trade it. And of course, if you do go and follow, and if you are in the crew, you know that this is from Luxury, of course. Our favorite scenario for this range was to take the highs and then to come back down towards the lows again. And hey, what have we got? Literally exactly that. So that's been really nice. The other really interesting thing is it happened perfectly on fib time. Okay, so if we're looking at this, you can see that our pivot lows have been hit on the 618 and the 1, and our pivot highs have been hit on the 1.618 and the 2, and now we're coming back down here. So it has been like exact to fib time, it's been exact to everything, and we do have a couple more areas of interest coming up on the 31st of December and also here on the 2nd of January, which could give us some other really interesting areas of the market. So whether we see a couple of spikes down and then a reversal later on this week, we'll just have to wait and see. On the chart overall, okay, so we know the move down. We know that was like, if you didn't take that trade, like it was that easy. You could take it a limit, and that's what I did. I know a lot of the time that's not kind of the thing you should be doing, but yeah, this didn't really give another opportunity to get in, and I was quite surprised at that. We could see locally that there hadn't really been a ton of buying up at the highs. It was just a case of this being a very straightforward trade, and now we find ourselves down at this level. So where are we here? Okay, so we can see this is the range. We have our point of control. There was a slight attempt to hold that point of control in the midpoint of the range. So basically this range drawn from our first reaction low to our high up here. We can see the little deviations we've got down towards these lows. And yeah, you can see the little attempt to hold that point of control and the midpoint of the range here yesterday, which obviously failed, and now we're down here at the golden pocket. So this is an area of support, and if we do look at this trend line coming down here, I mean, you can draw that. Actually, that's even better. So you can see that we had this perfect touch of the trend line that actually takes us right to this fib time level as well. So kind of interesting how the symmetry on this range has been really nice, and how this has been playing out. So we have had that back test of what was our downsloping resistance, what a lot of people were looking at as this basically kind of descending triangle thing before breaking up again, going back onto here, this kind of idea. We're at that back test point, we're at our golden pocket, and also if we do go on to exo charts, we did come in and we perfectly filled the single prints. So you'll remember last week, anyone who was kind of paying attention, you can remember that when we were looking at this trending move up, we were not looking back down at these single prints at that stage, because what happens is normally Bitcoin has an impulse up, it will continue for at least another wave or two afterwards. So you have your impulse up, you create your single prints, everyone's looking for the single prints to get filled, they get trapped in short positions. What do? You run it higher, do the similar thing over here, run it higher, and then you come back and fill it at a later stage. So we have come back and filled pretty significant inefficiencies on the chart. Now there is levels to the downside to be aware of. We do have this 46,500 area and we do have the kind of the lows of the range again, sorry, that you do need to kind of be aware of on this. But right now at kind of decent-ish support, this could be a back test. We could make a higher low here. If there is going to be a higher low, this will be it. Otherwise, I do think very likely that we're going to see the lows of the range. So it's either we bounce here or we come down and we take the lows. in which case we've got to look at where the support is below us, being basically what I just mentioned. And also you can kind of take your pick from any level within this wick space, and then we can go all the way back and start to take a look at these lows down here. So around that 40k region, if this doesn't make this higher low at this stage. So that's kind of my thinking on Bitcoin. Right now, scalp longs here, but holding a short position, looking for lower if it wants to go lower, but prepared if we do see a sign of strength. And for me, I think that sign of strength would be like, so kind of short with small long positions. If we can see this kind of hold back above the point of control and reclaim that, then I do think there's a pretty good possibility that we do get a breakout, a bit more substantial breakout from the highs of this range going on into the new year. But that's Bitcoin in a nutshell. There's really not much else to talk about on that. We know the naked point of control, we know where it is, we know the fib time, we know everything that there is to know. And I guess the only other thing that could be worth mentioning, so if we're just going to we'll do this very simply. Okay, trend line from your highs, you bring it down here. We do have this scenario where we are looking at a possible like bump and run type of setup. So you can see where we had that big volume spike down, that bump away from the trend line, and now we've broken through that again, back testing. So we have that really kind of steep downsloping resistance, then this one being a little more shallow, and possibly now at this stage being able to make that higher low before a reversal back up towards, well, just generally higher targets. So there is that. This also looks kind of nice on log. You can see how it's almost like a really clear back test of that, but not perfect. It's backed up with fib, the speed fan as well, but I'm not going to show you that on this video. There's no point me getting the speed fan out, that's on another chart. But we do have the speed fan coming down here as well, giving us similar confluence to that trend line. So my thoughts, basically that. Any altcoins that we do want to cover? So there's a couple. I'm just going to very briefly touch upon Cardano. So ADA USDT, we are looking at a move down on here. So we can see how we have had that break of the 2018 all-time high. Then we've got caught back below that. We're looking at a move possibly down towards this $1.30 area on here. And then the other one I wanted to just take a look at was Mana USDT, because these are ones that I did cover in last week's stream. So, and this is generally where we see a lot of the market right now. We had this rising wedge up into our range value area high. Now obviously this value area has now changed, but we've come down into the point of control again, changed since then, and our golden pocket region on this. So you can see Mana Decentraland looking like a pretty good level for maybe taking a position on this. But again, a lot of this depends on what Bitcoin does over the next few days. Again, that kind of wraps up everything that I do want to mention on this video. Ethereum's not really doing very much. Stocks making new all-time highs, we're kind of aware of that. We know where we are on Bitcoin. And generally just, again, if you are new to these videos, please do check out our website, so tauruscrypto.com. You can go check out the website. You can also sign up to our free Discord community here. And then we have the Taurus Crew, which is where we are going over all of this stuff in a lot more detail if anyone is interested in that. But yes, that will conclude everything from this video. I hope you have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.